Start with going live. Going live is good. Start with going live. That's a good thing to do at the right time, isn't it? Thank you, Angie and Kirsty. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Right. I've been working on this thing, as you know. Anyone who's been watching me anyway, or you have, so you're aware of. I forgot to do something. Mute that damn thing. And I'm running a bit late tonight. I'd say tonight. I'm running a bit late as normal, I should say. So I am forgetting to do certain stuff. So as I was saying, I've been working on the building. Now I've deliberately not painted the inside because I'm not happy with it at the minute. Not completely. So I'm going to try and make myself happy with it, which means I've got to mix up some. Can I get rid of that? No, I can't. Right. So I've got to mix up some more of the plastery stuff so I can get it to flow through the windows and stick through here, and then put some more bricks in it to make it look like it's more falling out, more rubbly stuff. And then I can paint it and get it to look how I want. That's why I've not progressed any further, because I weren't sure how I was going to do it. Now I've got an idea on how I'm going to do it. I just hope I've got enough in there to mix it up. If I have, that's awesome. If I haven't, I'll have to go get some. I'll have to find another container and mix some more up. I hope I don't have to find another container. However, I do need it fairly sloppy. That just sounds wrong. I'm starting to add in water just this way. Good evening, Elsie. How are you? And thank you very much for putting that comment in, because that means I can do that. And you are the best person for putting that in. We are doing okay. Good evening, buzzers. Good evening. See, I haven't got the comments on here at the minute. I've got to look this way. Louise, thank you very much for the reminder. And Alison, hello, welcome. Ooh, we've got a few people in tonight. Thank you all for coming. So yeah, we're filling in. Filling in more stuff. So I'm adding water by the very good method of squeegee bottle and then mixing it with lollipop stick. I'm hoping that works. And as I said, I want it quite thick, and I'm not sure if I've already added too much water. But I'm going to mix it up. And Lee, good evening. Good evening. Thing with this stuff is it's already got PVA mixed in with it. So it's supposed to have a certain robustness to it. But if you mix it up too sloppy, the PVA separates quite easily, as I found out when I was making the rocks. So my idea is to try and mix it up actually pretty damn stiff, so that I can, is that closer? That's closer to what I need it to be. Awesome. Right, now for the messy part where I get to use gloves. And remember to roll my sleeves up because I don't want it all over my bloody jumper. That's not a good idea, is it? It's really not a good idea. So yeah, me and the missus and family are we're doing all right. We're doing okay. Just got through the holidays. Now we're going to prepare for Easter. Whew. Yeah, I don't envy you for that. I don't envy you for that. How are you all doing anyway? I hope everyone's doing well. Not too stressed out having all those kids running around the streets for the last couple of weeks. I believe I've already said hello to you, Kirsty, but never mind. Hello again. Thank you for coming in. I'm trying to do my best to keep everything on camera, like you keep reminding me. I don't know what your voice actually sounds like properly, or I can't remember what your voice sounds like properly, should I say. But I've almost got a text version of it going through my head every time I drop out of camera. So don't worry, you are. Also in the background, my you're asking how Mrs. Laz is doing. She's actually watching City at the moment in the FA Cup. Absolutely trounce Luton. I when I started, well, just before I started this stream, I don't know if it was happened like before or round about then, but it was only 5-2 to City. Now it's 6-2 to Manchester City. I don't think Luton are coming back from this, in all fairness. Good evening, Stephen. Stephen, how are you doing? Thank you for coming back and joining us again. So, yeah, sloppy bit. I'm actually going to apply this essentially by hand. And what I try and do is, A, keep my glove on, which would be a good one, and actually smush it through the windows. So it's almost properly how it would come out through the window. If you get my idea. The more natural it can look when it's coming out of the window, the better. So this is where things like lollipop sticks and stuff come in useful, because now I can kind of jab it down a bit within the window frames to stop it clogging up and make it all level. And I know what some people are thinking. You went through all that hard work to lay all those bricks, and now you're smushing it and covering it up with. No, this is not putty. This is quite literally powdered plaster. Designed for filling holes and general usage like that. Look at this. So this is going to dry relatively. Hopefully, it's going to dry okay, and it's not going to be too bad. So do that through that window. Do the same through these 3 windows, which are partially covered already, and then come out through this window and hopefully work around the back on that side. Fingers crossed, that's what it is. But then I've got to wait so long for that to dry to a certain degree, and then I can start hopefully texturing it a bit more to look more like the rocks. And I've got to hurry up and get it in there because I want to stick foam bricks in it as well. So I need to get my backside in gear essentially. Why is it? Damn it, these gloves are awful. These are possibly the worst gloves I could have had. They just slip off your hand for any kind of suction or any kind of anything. You just get pulled straight off your hand. Plus I want to fill some gaps in down in this section anyway, because it wasn't filled in right. And I don't know if I've made enough to do what I want, but we'll find out. Hold the bloody glove off. I already figured that bit out. So jam that crap in there. See, all this just so I can play. I've got enough to actually play one game. So yeah, if you think about starting this and thinking, oh, this will be a nice thing to do, I can do at home. Guess what? Essentially it's polyfiller, but in powdered form, so you can mix it up whenever you need it, rather than stuff that's going to go off once you've opened it. Essentially, that's all it is. Because I bought it in, rather than going to like Tesco or something and paying little tiny prices, I went to Tool Station or Screwfix, or basically one of the tooly type places, bought it in a larger quantity for cheaper, or essentially the same price as a tube of polyfiller. And now I could probably fill my whole house. But yeah, essentially, not ready mixed polyfiller is what I'm using. Make sure I Right, now if I wish to see, that part's already kind of partly built up, so do we just want to squidge a bit in, squidge a bit in, hold my glove off on and squidge a bit in. I think would be the better option for here. And because it's already got somewhat of a base. There's a big splodge there, but that's perfect because I need that for that bit. I know it's very smooth at the minute, but once it's kind of partly set, I'll wet my fingers and hopefully come back in and sort some of these lines out that are getting left. Stop sticking to everything. Why do you stick to? I suppose that's your point. You are supposed to fill in gaps and. Yeah, essentially, it was kind of that. They did ask what I was doing, what I was kind of doing it for, because I went in and got a couple of other things, and it's like not normally things that you would buy necessarily together. I can't remember what the other thing was, but I know it was odd enough for them to question what I was buying it for. So I actually told them in the end of asked, like most people, was like, "What really?" And like, yeah, you can use it for like this and that. And if you can be bothered and your missus will let you, you can like put paper through it to make it extra durable, and it's really good stuff. And it's like, wow, no way, we didn't even realize you can do that with. And so yeah, I don't so much. It's actually quite interesting sometimes going in some places and because of what you're asking for. It's like the other day I had to go into a pet shop. Well, I didn't have to go into a pet shop, but I went into a pet shop for the sole purpose of asking if they had any big chunks of corkbark. No, I've just got gloves on. I've not oiled my hands, I've just got gloves on. And they were like, they just didn't understand what I meant, first of all, and it's actually for aquariums, like a dome. And they just take a big chunk of cork bark that's in tack still, and you plunk it into something. So it's something like a tunnel. It's a natural thing. But yeah, they didn't have a clue what I was on about and why I might even, so that was another interesting one. Right, so now I've got to let, is that enough filled in? Not really. I need to ideally push some more in there, kind of get any more out the bottom of this. I think I might be able to. I think I might be able to scrape just a little bit more out. So I think I've posted a link. I think I've pinned it as well, which is awesome. If I've not pinned the right StreamYard link, can somebody let me know? Or if I've not pinned the StreamYard link, can somebody let me know so I can correct it? Otherwise, nobody's going to be able to join if they come in and like, all right, I can join. Obviously, that doesn't mean that everyone can join. I'm very limited on spaces. I don't have the paid version. And I don't have an active green room where I think the green room can take part in conversations in the main room, but they're not on camera, I think. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Thank you very much for the check. Awesome. So yes, it is definitely the right link. Right, now to start pressing a few. And there is one little ones wishing for more water.
Yeah, because he's almost down.
He's almost run out of water. Okay, I think Mummy's just going to get you some there. So that's the biggest worry he's got right now. He needs water. Let's take these things off so I can actually do things with my hands. I hate these gloves. I really hate these gloves. They're slightly better than the latex gloves for getting off, but not much. And these are way too. My weather is, well, I'm in Manchester. It's cold and wet. Anybody can guess it's cold and wet. Struggled so much taking just a pair of gloves off. Right, bricks. I need to press bricks in, and I also need to check something because something just happened and it flashes up. Thank you very much. Yeah, essentially it's been wet and cold like Manchester weather generally is. So while I've got this in there, I want to, while it's wet, it'll kind of add as a, use as the glue because of the PVA. I hope I can also use it to help kind of show the stem of some of the things, and scatter a few on the outside as well while I'm at it. So places like that, that had a lot of come back through and smudge a lot of that out. It's a good thing I cut a lot of these bricks, you know. Well, the problem is I don't get a chance to necessarily catch live chats as much as I used to, which is a shame because I do like, I did essentially like going into the live chats. Pretty much how I started my more recent, shall we say, over the last few years, YouTube endeavor was started through live chat. So I do enjoy them. It's just, yeah, sometimes you don't get a chance to get everything, and timings aren't always great because what's good for some people is like the kids need, and then cooking tea while that one's live, or I'm picking child up while that one's live, and it's like it's an hour earlier or half an hour earlier, and it's like it would have been perfect. But I don't expect them to obviously dictate their live streams around me because I'm one person. They have ridiculous amounts of people that they have to. Well, that's, first of all, you watch the content because you enjoy the content. You subscribe because you like the channel and you like the content that he's putting out. If you do anything other and beyond that, then I class it more as subscribing to the person more than the channel. Take EST21, Spencer, Daniel. I mean, as individual videos going out, then EB, then Squirrel. And if I was to just watch what they put out, it would pretty much, it'd take a huge chunk. It'll take a huge chunk because some of them put out longer than 5-minute videos. Some of them put out God knows what videos. Some of them have like 7 channels. So it is difficult to keep up. So I generally just watch which ones interest me and which ones I enjoy. For instance, I think EB's just put out 15 stories high on his channel. A little plug there for him. Now that's a show that I've seen, I'm aware of. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is an odd one. Let's see what he thinks of this one, because it wasn't so much as I wanted to, that one interested me. So I watched that one, but because I can't keep up with everyone, I have to pick the ones that I think I'm gonna that I actually want to watch. Which does end up meaning I end up watching other stuff as well, and it helps. So obviously, a lot of my time, there's a lot of 40k videos that I watch, and I've not watched a lot of them recently because it's not stuff that's been relevant or interested to me. But I have been starting to watch others more than I used to. For instance, Mel the Terrain Shooter is one that I need to actually look at more often. Right. I'm going to let that dry for a bit. So, no, I'm not. I'm going to squidge them windows out properly. So that it's actually looking like it's falling through. And that one needs it as well. Take it all off the tops. So yeah, scrape it all off the top bits where it's not needed. It's been caught because it's not actually, it wouldn't have actually got stuck up there if it was falling through the window. So remember to do small bits like that is usually a good idea. Lee, this is where you're supposed to give me tips. Only joking, mate. Only joking. I should stop being lazy and actually start doing it properly is what you should be doing. Although we're kind of going against the channel name, so I can't do that well. Right, okay, that should do. Right, okay. Now catch up on the chat because of sometimes look, lots of people watch, and I'm sure that they understand because they too have lives. Everybody has lives. Everyone has things that they have to do. You can't all just sit around watching YouTube videos of everything with everything. So, yeah, it is so tough. It is so tough, and so I watch as I said, I watch what essentially interests me with those that I wish to watch. Although, if you've not seen 15 Stories High with Sean Locke, it's something that's really funny. It is really funny. If you like odd humor, Sean Locke writing a sitcom, essentially. Awesome idea. Let's try that. Okay, so we're going to put that to one side for a minute to dry-ish. Don't need that anymore either, so put that to one side. So while I'm waiting for that to dry-ish, so I can come back at it with tools and rocks and scrapey things, I have loads of bugs to still paint. I never got a chance to see Sean live, and I'm gutted that I didn't. I think I think he was playing. Obviously, he played Manchester more than once, but I was never aware of when. So it was I didn't get the opportunity, which is I'm kind of gutted about because I should imagine he was brilliant live. The DVDs and stuff that I've seen of him, they've all been laugh out loud funny. So enjoyed all of that. But It's like when I went when I got to see Bill Bailey and then I saw the DVD of that tour. It was like, no, the live show was better because actually being there and having the atmosphere involved into it, it was like, yeah, that's a lot better. So I should imagine it would have been the same with Sean. So so wish I would have got to go see him. Lucky you. You have a good night, Lee. I hope that video turns out okay, mate. Anyone interested in trains and railway modelling, check out Anfield Road layout in the loft. That's what he does models. But he does different models. He does trains. Part of me's jealous, part of me isn't, because I do like my sci-fi books and my superhuman studied human. Why am I missing some? 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. I'm missing 3. 3 little black ones. I haven't been dry brushed yet. Where the bloody hell? There's 1. There's 2. I'm guessing that there is the 3rd one. Yes, it is. So I have dry brushing and carving. Sorry, yeah, I'm dropping out of camera. See, this time it's me dropping out of camera, not my hands dropping out of camera, Kirsty. Oh, awesome, Steve. So, yeah, but that puts you like right in the line of fire. So don't wear anything stupid if you're going to get them seats. Just go as inconspicuous as possible, because otherwise he's just going to single you right out. No kitty cat. Right, whatever to do with my dry brush. It is that. No thanks. I don't like painting ceilings. It's particularly not mine, because the one in this one is Artec. That stupid spiky stuff that's just, you put a hand anywhere near it, it just shreds it. It's that stuff. So no, thank you. That's cold, hard pass. I've just used a dry brush card to put the thingy on. That's not good. That's not good at all. I need something else to dry brush on. Do I have anything else to hand to dry brush on? That's not gonna fall off my desk with everything. Do we have any cardboard in the kitchen? And Mrs. Les to the rescue again. Good evening, Hayde. Is it bedtime already? Still A4-ish sheet of just cardboard-ish stuff. Something that I can rub a brush on and go, get off, paint. And Saf as well. Good evening, Saf. Have you both come? Is it bedtime already for both of you? Yeah, that'll do. That should do it. I hope. Yeah, no, that should be fine. Problem is, I might not know when I've got all the colour off on this one, because it might be the same colour as the actual paint itself. So, yeah. Let's see how that one goes. That should be funny. I really should start putting the hashtag ASMR in this crowd, shouldn't I? So, that's right. I cleared some of these out. That's purple. Some of them just don't ever seem to get clean, no matter what I do to them. It doesn't matter too much in this instance. It just needs to go somewhere. My hands are already messy, sorry. Ivory. And the first dry brush day before speed paints. So hopefully this stage doesn't take too long and I get to speed through it relatively quickly, so that I can go back to that house in a minute. Because yeah, I need armies, but you don't just need armies, you need obviously a battlefield to put them on. So that means making scenery. So hopefully, if this one goes to plan, then I'll get adventurous and do the second one. And seeing as there are these 5 people, which is like average for me, so I'm guessing this is my average viewers and everyone who comes to join me. If you could give me a quick yes or no, do you want to see me lay bricks again? And I'll wait for 5 answers from different people. Because I have no idea who's jumped in, who's jumped out, who's still here, who's... So, if you don't want to see me lay bricks again, that's fine. I'll probably just do that on the Discord instead and do it in the live chat. Have the desk cam pointing down. So if you do, there's no guarantee I'm going to try for the same melted thingies. So we have a 1 lay bricks. Alison Shaw lay bricks. So 2 lay bricks. I don't think anyone said no. I'm not laying bricks tonight, Stephen. It'll be on another stream. I've not even finished the first piece yet to start laying the bricks for the second one. So don't worry. You can still catch it. You can still catch it. No worries, itself. Editing is something that always eludes me. I think I've got 3 videos or 4 videos on my channel. 2 of them have been edited by me. 2 of them have been edited by EB. If you wish to comment on whichever one you think was edited by who, go for it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to your new video. See, there's some ASMR for your head. You can that glass cutting, well, glass engraving stuff. That's quite satisfying. That's satisfying to watch. So, and it's a much quicker end product than what I mean, I've not actually finished a single model since I've started this channel, however many years ago. I think it's a year and a half to coming up to 2 years, possibly, since I started this channel. I've not actually finished a single model properly. I mean, I've got them all. I've got a lot of them up to the point where they are playable. Don't get me wrong. But I've not finished a single model. Not properly. I've gotten to the point where I can go, yeah, I'm done with that for now until I want to or think I can improve it later. But I'm not happy with a single one. So it looks like I'm laying bricks so far. That was a long stream. That was an arduous stream, you know, that laying individual bricks, That's another full building bricks. That takes a while. I'm gonna have to psych myself up for that one. So if I did it on Discord, I can do it as floor by floor. But like, you seem to want bricklaying. I might actually put that one as ASMR because, God, yeah. I might just have it as I start it and just count the bricks one by one by one. I haven't been able to put in on. I could give you ideas for things to do. I couldn't afford a piece of glass like that, to be quite honest. That is absolutely, it's like, oh, but especially if I could go, here's the design I want, can I get, that's just like, I can afford that. Especially if I could do it purposely for yeah. I've got a couple of ideas that I could do purposely as gifts for someone. The nice pieces, and essentially, I'd want to push. I want to know how. I've seen you. I know I've seen you do. You've done owls. You've done how small and minute of a. Can you go down to like 0.1 mil and 0.2 mil? You have a good night, Steve. Thank you very much for joining me, Stephen. I hope you have a good rest or whatever it is you're doing this evening. If it's painting, then good luck, because, well, we all know all painters need the luck that goes with, oh, I just didn't get that one quite right. Gotta go back and do it. But yeah, those. I mean, I have a few personal designs, but depending on what you wanted to do, you could do some very nice stuff. Especially within the realms of, if you can go down to the right enough to the detail, then will the sanguinor be possible? Is essentially what I'm thinking. But then you'd have to get a custom piece of glass that would have essentially, mostly yellow in a certain shape with it etched on, and then put onto very thinly lead lined and put into, that's right. Okay. Right. Okay. So let me try and find a picture. You're gonna hate me for even suggesting this. No, I need a better. There we go. That's a better search. I'm just looking for a picture to really, really nice Sappho go. Yeah, really, I'd like something like that to go on. And then he's going to go, no. There we go. How do I make? No, don't. Open images, new tab. Right. Let's see if I can remember how to do this, because it's. No. Aha. There we go. Okay, something like that. I don't know how that would turn out, because obviously the depth levels and the variance itself in the glass, whether or not you could do stuff to tint the colors and without Couldn't say it quite. As I said, you'd probably guess it. You might as well go. No, go. Not a chance. Am I considering? But there are some simpler methods and some simpler designs that I could think of that you would do. However, yeah. Okay, if I was to if you were to be able to do that with a correct pricing level, what would the price level be to do that piece on cut glass? Oh, that's almost as stupid as daft as when, although brilliant as it is, Graham's gilding Custode's army and Bute Gilliam is like, it's absolute brilliance, but oh Jesus, my backside would be in using gold leaf. Oh, I've got a drink. What time is it? I just realised something that I really didn't think about is that I've got no milk and Tesco is only open till midnight. I really didn't think about that bit when I started this, because this would probably take me past midnight. And so, in other words, let's get your ass in gear. Quick kaboom. Right, okay. Fair enough. So to do something like that is on glass is actually impossible because it can't handle the. Right, I gotcha. However, something as simple as a slightly ornate fleur-de-lis, something like that. Yeah, I should imagine it is. It's like working with FDM and resin. I should imagine it's. Yeah, FDM's cheaper as hell for your 3D printing, and does it much quicker, but resin you get a higher resolution, higher detail, etc. So, but costs a little bit more and has a little bit more running costs. Oh, acrylic might be able to do it. And right, here's an idea. Could you do the pieces individually colored? So find a multicolored picture that you think you could do on acrylic, such as an owl, and cut the specific pieces of acrylic small enough and then attach them together, because acrylic should be able to bond with a plastic glue, shouldn't it? Would that be possible? Or am I just thinking like an idiot? I mean, I understand in some cases it may be ridiculously small cuts and as well as small engravings. But if you were to do, for instance, the entire wing of an owl and somehow color that into the color that you wanted it to be, and then say the breast, which would be different and spotted. I should imagine it'll be more inks or oils because of the translucency that you'll still need to keep, rather than an actual paint, I would imagine. Good night, Alison. Have a good evening. Thank you for coming to join us again. I hope everything's okay over there. taking a much better response to some of the things than I would. Than we are over here in the UK. Okay, let's have a look at this building again and see if it's worthy of the eking and molding out. Or see if I've just completely wasted my time and it's just mashed it all up. Right now, it looks like it's got a bit of a something to it. I could do with something. Where's my texture ball? And I know that sounds wrong. Ah, that's a good idea. See, I want some kind of rocky texture that's gonna. And my rock's too big. My rocks are too big, so I need some tin foil. Tin foil. See, I have no idea how many people are actually watching, because that thing up there, that number lies. I know it lies. So this could say I've actually got 3 people watching when in fact I've got 7. Or sometimes you might say I've got 9 people watching and these 2. It's weird. So I just have to kind of assume there's somebody always there. So what has everybody been doing this week? And Kirsty, are you in the happy place? I'm assuming Angie is. Angie's always in the happy place. She was there with BC the other day. And Captain came up as well. Ah, I'm off the screen. So yeah, trying to now texture at least. And pressing so it matches this plaster polyfiller stuff. So it doesn't look so much like polyfiller and looks a little bit more like debris and rubble and rock. And I do also have to do the bricks as well, which is a pain because sometimes you squish about. And get rid of all these flat lines is a nightmare. There has to be a quicker way of doing this. I'm just not sure what it is. Etching ink. There you go. Saf. Why? We all know this. Everybody knows this. If you need to find something and you're not quite sure what it is, and it's ridiculously niche, ask the Rabbit Hole Library. And the library usually will find you the answer within about half an hour. Just let me explore the index and I'll let you know. To be quite honest, I could probably ask questions about my hobby that I don't know, and I bet the Rabbit Hole Library would come back with an answer. Except for one question. There is one question that they will never find the answer to because it isn't there. The answer's not there. And that is, what happened to the 2 lost Primarchs during or before the Great Crusade in Warhammer 40,000? No one actually knows. Just that they should have been 20. There ended up being 19. But when they found that out, they realised they should have been 21. Possibly. Because the last ones were a set of twins that were either the last or never got lost. We're not sure. Or one of them never got lost and the other one did. And that's why there was a split between the factions. Some are still loyal and some are heretic and some don't know what the hell's going on, but they all think they're the boss. So it's weird. It's a very, very odd, confusing thing. Ah. No worries, Andrew. You have a good morning, afternoon. It's food time for you, I should imagine. And Mr. BC will start shouting if we don't let you see to your natural well-being. So go get something to eat, go enjoy yourself. Go do what you need to do, and thank you for coming in. Mick T, thank you very much for joining as well, mate. Right. Is that looking rocky enough? Not round there, it's not. Jeez. That's looking like someone's just carved it naturally. Good thing is it's still wet enough for me to use my fingers and squidge it properly and hopefully repair any damaged bits that I do. Hopefully repair the damaged bits that I do. Are you at home tonight, Mick, or are you out? And have you finished your Toblerone? That's the main question. Have you finished your Toblerone? I had to leave that stream early, though, so I never got to find out if you finished it. That brick doesn't want to stay. Fair enough. I'm not going to force a brick to stay if it doesn't think it's natural. I've just got to make sure it's smooth out and sort out the crap underneath it. One all extra time for the what was City's final ass kicking of Luton? It was 6-2 last time I knew about it.
Yeah, that's how it ended.
And it ended, all right, okay, so it ended 6-2 as well. Fair enough. Yeah. Good try, Luton, but unfortunately you got thrown up against City. Is it Liverpool the other game tonight? Or are they tomorrow? I know United play tomorrow. Right, so let's have a quick look at this from each side, and let's turn the light down a bit because it's a bit, there we go, that's a bit better. So that's looking more like a ruined out building. That's looking a lot better than my original one. So I've just got to let that cure now properly. possibly give the rocks another texture just to make sure. And then once that's dry, I can. Well, I realized I had like a dabber and a wooden stick, and I've got like a little palette knife thing over there. But then I realized hands are better than all of them. I just went with that. Let's give it a shake off, make sure there's nothing left to come off it. Right, okay. Now put that to dry side to set properly, and that should take hopefully an hour or two. And that'll be awesome. Okay, so dust off my hands a little bit, and back to Gaunts we go. Now, I actually need these for the battles, which is why I'm getting these ones done. I've pretty much got everything else ready for the Tyranid side of the army. Ready to battle. I just need these finishing off, and then I can. Right, 2,000 points for them. Well, 1,990, but I can't do anything about the 10 points without completely screwing up the balance that I've tried to keep within the army. So there's no one threat. There's no, and I can deal with each threat that I need to. So I can make my little things be able to damage big things. I can make my big things better at doing other things. So I can use the way to build armies to my advantage and still be able to play the way it should play. Yeah. I think I can anyway. I think the Tyranid stand a chance against the Space Marines, put it that way, if they don't win. My Space Marine army, although I'm more familiar with and I know they pack a punch, I think they're going to struggle with a couple of things, unlike just because I'd fucking 10 plus, and yeah. Was it Black 10 plus? No, it was Salamander she took on that one, wasn't it? Essentially, he's going to be facing a similar type force, but with a few less meta, more fluffy. So it should be a more evenish match, I think. But I'll probably just take pictures of each turn of that and possibly actually make a video. I'll just post it as turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, etc. on Instagram. I don't know. I shall see. But either way, my Space Marines need to face my Tyranids, because they're fighting for dominance over my desk at the moment. The Space Marines want to come back on. So you've not finished all of us yet. Come on. So, do you want to have a go at the Tyranids? It's got to be one of the most tedious stages of actually doing the models. Because how you get this done pretty much determines how the model's going to look. To quite a drastic degree, I've noticed. just looking at the two differences between some of the carnifexes and particularly the psychophages. The difference between both of those two is quite stark, even though it's the same methods that have been used, just to varying degrees, and the main one being this one. One of them had a much darker base coat than the other, and I shall show you what I mean in a moment. So getting this stage right is quite important to how it's going to look. And you can, just by toning this stage where you're dry brushing each one, you can really make them look different. So just to show you, if you look at the two of those, this one is way more vibrant in color than this one. You can see the depth and the darkness is stayed a lot more within this one than, whereas that was much brighter. And same technique, but even the smoke at the top, one's much more vibrant than the other. It's the same model using the same technique and the same paints. It's weird. But how heavy you dry brush and how heavy you in both stages can really set a different tone between models. I mean, they'll still work on the battlefield together because of the same overall color scheme, but yeah, bearing that in mind when I'm doing the others is a good thing. Ah, damn it. This is why you're supposed to do a bit in your hand first. See, he's going to be a bright boy. Especially from that side. Ah, crunch, kaboom. Don't catch. Don't tell me this is the death of this dry brush. I like this dry brush. It's hard to kill off a dry brush. If this Tyranid army's done it, then so be it. I'll have to find another one. I've already got others, but so I didn't get too messy doing all my plastering. Did get gooey and gloopy, but now it's getting hard and weird. No worries, Saf. You have a good night. Thank you very much for coming to join me. It is. I know I prattle on a load of crap, but if you ever want to tell me to A, shut up, or B, ask me a question, feel free. But other than that, have a good night. And if you've got any driving to do, make sure it's safe. I doubt it. You said it's after midnight. I'm assuming you're getting a drink, going to bed. Possibly going to the toilet and going to bed, but I don't know. It's a good idea. At least when you're my age, anyway. Getting old sucks. Letting your paint dry out sucks as well. Not a good idea. I can't promise to be good though, Saf. Certainly not promising that at all. See, so according to StreamYard now, I have one viewer. I have no idea who that is. It could be Rabbit Hole Library. It could be Beaky Buzzard, could be Mickey, could be none of them, and somebody else entirely. But thanks, whoever that one person is. And if there's more of you, I'm sorry, it doesn't tell me. How many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. We're halfway through. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this will make halfway through. Fair enough. So bear in mind, I've got to keep an eye on the time because I've still got to go out and get milk. I'm gonna blitz my way through these as quick as I can, but still taking care enough to make sure they're actually at a decent enough level so that I can paint them next time. And then hopefully that'll be the final invasion fleet ready. And I can go through, I'll go through what the actual army is. And hopefully cover the rules for it, etc., etc., etc. So that when we come to play, or when I come to use them, it's like, right, okay, that's why you're taking that, that's why you're taking that, and that's why you're taking that. Then I'll go through the Space Marines as I'm building the other terrains and finishing off the terrain going through it. So I would like both armies and all my models to be able to play on my home field terrain. So everything's getting base done and as much as possible so it can all work together as a single thing. Gonna look weird as hell on somebody else's table, but there's not much I can do about that because I'm choosing a theme. And my theme is very much a much older town, much more rural. Basically, it's an agri world that they're fighting over, which is why the Space Marines want to stop Tyranid from getting it because it's a lot of biomass. And the orcs just happen to be there because, well, it's a fight and that's what they like. Which is why such a large number of Space Marines have been deployed. Well, it's a system with multiple agri worlds, but it's still a key system that needs to be held. And with my chapter now being a fleet-based chapter, they have been dispatched there by Lord Commander Dante. Lion Jets to show up though, the lazy son of it. Could at least pop up every now and again. I'm sure I've seen bits of black and green armor. Or black armor with cowls across a few of the battlefields. Might have been Grey Knight guys, but I think it was something else. So I think, yeah, Lion's being lazy. Oh, have I lost something? Yes, I've lost my camera. I lost this camera for a brief moment. Don't you just hate it when that happens? Dry brushing Tyranids. It's not the best, most fun thing in the world, but he still needs to do it. I figure it's going to be pretty much, the battle's going to be just kill each other. I'm going to try and run it in the simpler method that I ran the this is how you play thing in. So hopefully that'll speed up the game quite a lot. I will be incorporating some of the rules, like the special rules for the weapons and a couple of the special rules for the armies. But the objective holding, I'll be cutting a lot of that out for speed of. I want the game to be fun. If the game's not fun, then there's no point. And I find oversaturating new rules can be like, oh no, I don't want it to be that complicated just yet. What's happening? They're attacking their stronghold. What are they going to do? They've got to survive. What happens if they don't? They die. What happens if they survive? They don't. Hey, it's good, isn't it? Easy, basic concept. And well, that's war for you. Don't die to the buggy insects because there's a big transport on the way, and buggy insects want to eat man. Very simple mission objective, but I've got to get the buggy insects first, so the Tyranid needs to be painted, which means carrying on with this stage for the final sets of termagants. Is it termagants? Yes, it's termagants. The ones with the guns. I do not have any hormagants. I suppose I could use the Neurogaunts as hormagants, but I'd rather use them as Neurogaunts to keep the Neuro Tyrants alive. I say Hive Tyrant, then that's completely the wrong model at all. I don't have any Hive Tyrants. Would like a Hive Tyrant, but I haven't got one at the minute. Although I'm not lacking in big things from the shoot out already. I mean, you've got well, start off with 2 Neuro Tyrants anyway, so not just one. Then 2 of the Screamer Killers, basically double the Leviathan box sets worth of big creatures. So that's 2 Screamer Killers and 2 Psychophages as well, which are throwing out 6+ Invul. Oh, not Invul, feel no pain. So that's not nice. And then I've got 2 Norns. Proxiable as either, I would imagine. If not at least both of them as a non-emissary on, then the other one as the non-assimilator, because that's the actual weapon loadout if it's not the head it's got. Don't like the non-annihilators. Oh, yeah, I don't like its head. It looks too Hive Tyrant-y. The non-stuff itself looks better with the alien queenie head. That one. That head just looks so much better. It's just so much better. So yeah, they've both got that head, even though he's got the big whopping claws and the chest spikes for the opposite one. He's still got the big alien queen head. Or it's still got the big alien queen head. I don't know if they bothered giving them reproductive organs. So I don't know if it's a he or a she. or he just comes out of a big sack because that's what it's been grown for, and as soon as it's finished its job, it gets multed down by the little tiny useless things because it knows it needs to be reformed into more matter. Serve the hive mind. And get rebuilt again and thrown at another planet. Or a space hulk or whatever they get thrown at. Gene stealers get tend to get thrown at the space hulk, so, or at least get found in them. Those poor little buggers go through all sorts of crap. People think like the lowest form is like the gaunts. It's like, no, it's a gene stealer. It's like, yeah, see that big thing there? Just go in there. Just go in. Do what? Go in there. What's he going to do? Don't know. Go in there. Bye-bye. See you later. And then he's left. Sucked in and out of warp portals and raided by every other race. Left to their own devices when they get left there. He's quite cruel, really. It's like abandon the kids almost. Then again, it's gene stealers. They are a bit vicious. So, if my kid wanted to rip my face off and bite my hands, and it's incredibly fast and and they are quite good troops and scout troops. Good night, Kirsty. May I suggest popcorn or pizza? So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, 6 to do. I should be able to do them and still have enough time to get to Tesco. I forgot I'd not done this stage. I thought I'd actually done this stage on these. And when I looked in the box, I hadn't, because I did actually get the paints out to do them. But yeah, can't do them if I've not done this stage. And that's looking a lot better. I just need to make sure I give it a good going over with Mod Podge for my building. Make sure that I can actually put the second 2 floors still on it. And then start on the second building. And as has been said, I'm bricking it up live on live stream again. It is nice to know that people are willing to share my pain on that one. Oh boy, he's putting individual bricks on something bloody painful, mind-numbing, just ridiculously. I'm going to have music for that one, people. I'm sorry. I'm going to have something musical. And if I get past the 2-hour mark, I may even go for, I'll risk a copyright strike just for something to get me through the sanity. Five left to do. We can do this. Come on, people. We can do this. Let me get through. Come on. We've only been here for 1 hour and 20 minutes. We've done a big chunk of scenery. We've dry brushed near enough 20 gaunts. I mean, we are working through. We're working through quite a good little production line here. Obviously, it does require me to do some off-camera work, especially to get that building up to a level where I can paint it on camera. Again. But this time it'll be the rocks and the debris in the buildings. You get the idea. It's not going to be the same as last time where I was just painting the bricks in. So don't worry, it will be a different stream. A little. But hopefully my madness will be shown. Or my genius, one of the two, by the end of it. Also, while I'm here, who remembers the hills? If you've got this far or you haven't got this far and you come back and watch the rest of it, who remembers the hills? If you remember the hills, leave a comment because they may be coming back. Because they will be very useful to help fill a board up for playing. The 3-story buildings are well and good, but nothing beats a good old hill to stop people from being able to see you from the other side of it. So if they're stood on one side, you're stood on the other, no one can see you. And a good old hill does that better than anything else. Well, we're going to get them. Well, we're either going to have to go up the hill or we're going to go around the hill. And that's how simple that is. And it's kind of a similar technique, similar thing to what I was doing with that. So I will be using that plaster stuff again. And possibly some of my rocks that I still have a big tub of. Because if you just stick a load of them in to a big cob of plaster, or onto a big cob of plaster even, that'd be even better. Stick them onto a big cob of plaster. And that should save a lot of the texture. 3 left to do. Let's do this. You may be wondering, some people, how a tendril of high feet Leviathan ended up on the opposite side. For those of you who are low buffs and may well catch my channel. Well, they were unfortunate enough to counter something called Wazdaka. And as much as Wazdaka likes a good scrap, they were getting in the way of a race. So he invited a small Tyranid tendril to join the race, unbeknownst to the Tyranid tendril. And they got sucked through the warp portal that he and his Wa were creating during this race to find out who was the fastest of all, which of course Wazdaka was winning. And that dragged them over to the wrong side and completely away from their section of the hive mind, but enough of them to still be a danger. So after fighting off some of the stragglers' orcs, as Wazdaka left them in his wake as he sped through even faster, believing that the Tyranids was just a waste of his time because they weren't even up for a good race, so they weren't even worth a scrap. Tyranids got into a fight with the orcs around an agri world which called forth the stone ravens at the behest of Dante. So there you go. That's how all this is come to happen. And that's why I've got so many models in my house, because Wazdakka's a dick. Dropped him all off here and left him behind, including scrap parts for his bike, which I'm still not happy about. If I ever get to do him again, I hope he's alright, because he was an awesome character. When I stopped being able to do him, play him, was pretty much when I lost a lot of my interest in the orcs. And they replaced him with what? A Death Killer Wartrike. Awful choice. You had the perfect thing there. It was Wazdakka Ghostmech. Give him a model. He was leading your speed wars. War boss on bike or trike for a generic version, and boom. You didn't have to go make that bloody big monstrosity. I mean, it looks okay, but no. They missed something there. And I think they naffed that one up. Definitely naffed that one up. Bringing out the Death Killer Wartrike instead of the already stat-lined there in the lore Wazdakka Ghostmech that you can have popping up all over the place, especially if he's helping Ghazghkull. It'll give Ghazghkull a way to an even easier reason to go, well, why is he popping up all over the place? Well, Wazdakka's with him, so he's tuned up this, that, and the other. But no, they just stick him in Legends and yeah. Enough of my bitching and whinging. We've got one more Tyranid to do, and then I am calling this evening done. So let's see if we can do it in under half. Well, get it within the half an hour mark. Just give me 2.5 minutes to do one Tyranid. Race, go! Nah, sod that. I'll just do it in the normal way. Lazy mini painting after all. I ain't rushing. Sod that. The handle's covered in white paint. Well, ivory paint. I really should try other methods of this, really. Yes. Right. The main concerns have been with my washes on my purples. I'm thinking if I mix a bit of contrast paint with, will it work? Mixing a bit of contrast paint in with the speed paint, thin it down, use it as a wash. There's only going to be one way to find out if it works, and that's to try it, really. So before I try it on one of the big centerpiece models, I'm going to have to try it on one of these little ones, aren't I, really? So let's make sure there's one of them. There's a couple of them that are definitely going to take to nice coats of washes. Because if we can do it with that, I can do it with all three colours. And being able to make a wash out of the actual colour that I've used is so much better and makes so much more sense. Excellent. So tonight's stream has been relatively learning to talk again. I've still not quite figured that bit out, have I? Right. Tonight's stream has been relatively productive. So I've got through dry brushing my termagants, all 20, as well as getting it out again because I need to move it off my son's little truck thing. So that's also why I've got the flap up there so I can move the terminals out of the way. As well as getting building nicely rubbled up and looking a bit more derelict and blown in than it was last time. So let that set, Mod Podge it, dry brush it, and then color it. So I think I'm gonna do a few layers of dry brushing, different colors, different areas, see how it works out. I'll go with that. But for now, that is my stream done for tonight. Thank you everybody who came to join me, McT, Saf, Haid, Angie, Buzzard, and of course the font of all weird knowledge, Rabbit Hole Library. Thank you all again, and if you're watching this back in the future, please, I'd love it if you'd be able to hit one of the lives. If not, leave a comment in the section below. In the comment section below, let me know what you think. Any feedback, always welcome. Constructive, at least. I'll be a dick, then I'll generally be a dick back. But if not, then it's always welcome. If you want to hit like, subscribe, do all that. If not, then I'll see you all next week. Have a good one and drive safe.